73% of UK adults suffer regular anxiety. Until 2016, I was one of them. Then I studied with a monk for 5 years, practiced mindfulness for over 20,000 hours, and I've not had a sweaty palm since. In 2018, I was given teaching lineage to the Buddha, which means I'm qualified to teach you about this stuff. But I'm not Buddhist, and nor was the Buddha. This isn't about religion or superstition. The Buddha was really the OG psychologist. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what he taught, not to the masses, but to the monks, to the people who were committed to getting free of anxiety and learning to stay calm at all times. Now, don't worry, you don't need to practice for 20,000 hours before you start seeing results. But most people who meditate think that if they do it for 20 minutes in the morning, it'll have some kind of magical effect on the rest of their day. This is nonsense. The only way a 20-minute meditation can have an effect on the rest of your day is if you practice, deliberately or by accident, what you were practicing in that meditation, but on the bus or at work. When you think of meditation, you probably think of sitting with your eyes closed and watching your breath. When you do that sitting meditation, you're using the breath as what's called a meditation object. That means you've chosen to pay attention to it, non-judgmentally, and return your attention to it when you catch your mind wandering. But here's what meditation teachers typically don't tell you until later. You can actually use anything as a meditation object. You may have heard of body scan meditation. Obviously, that's about using the whole body sequentially as the meditation object. Or you may have heard of walking meditation, which is about using the sensations of walking as the meditation object. But you've probably not heard of driving meditation, typing meditation, or pooping meditation. Anything you experience can be used as a meditation object. When I met my monk teacher, he quickly got me experimenting with making my whole life a meditation. That meant paying attention to everything in the same way I paid attention to my breath in sitting practice. Now, if this sounds daunting, I understand. We live in the age of endless distractions. But hey, what if you learned to use your distractions themselves as opportunities to practice mindfulness? Wouldn't that be something like a cheat code? It sure as shit was for me. When I started treating everything as a meditation object, exercise, work, socializing, and all of my thoughts and feelings as I went about those things, everything changed. Instead of doing my 20-minute meditation in the morning and hoping it would somehow ward off my anxiety throughout the rest of the day, I was meditating on anxiety as it occurred. Of course, this seemed difficult in the beginning, but the more I practiced, the more relief I experienced. No longer was anxiety a mysterious puppet master pulling my strings, making me act without my permission. No longer did I avoid conversations with people I didn't want to bump into or turn down work opportunities I didn't think I could handle. More and more, I saw anxiety for what it really was: just a cocktail of sensations. Sweaty palms, increased heart rate, tense shoulders. And I just looked right at that stuff without resistance or wishing it were different. And paradoxically, the more I was able to accept it, the more it dissolved. This is the real difference between formal meditation and moment-to-moment mindfulness. If your meditation is confined to 20 minutes of your day, it'll still have wonderful benefits. But I've worked with hundreds of practitioners who found that no matter how well their sitting meditations went, the benefits would fade soon after the session. But when they took up mindfulness as a 24/7 thing, then, with practice, they got the benefits of mindfulness 24/7 too. But here's the coolest part. This actually stops being a practice at all once you relax into it fully. You realize that you're not really doing something when you're mindful, but rather, you're stopping something. You're stopping the compulsive overthinking, resisting, desiring that our culture trained you into. And when you stop all that, you realize that what we call mindfulness, that easier way of being, is actually your default mode. And it's the happiness you've been searching for your entire life. To find out where you're at in your mindfulness journey and learn how to get to the next level, take my 1-minute quiz. There's a link in the description. And if you liked this video, you can do all the YouTube things that make it show you more of them. I upload every single day, and I hope to see you tomorrow.